Hi there and welcome to another video. I have a quick PSA. Today I'm going to be trying to show you a commission that I recently did. I did lose a lot of the footage because of technical difficulties, so if I ever get those back I will show the full process. But for now, I'm going to be showing you some of the process pictures that I took, and then the last half of the video you will be able to see me finishing up this painting in video format. This painting right here was the commission that I did 2 years ago, and this was what I showed the person when they were asking if I could do a unicorn, because I had only ever painted a horse once. So this is the first time that I ever painted a horse, and I said, yeah, I think I can figure it out. I tried to go through a couple of different color options, that we could do more of a wheat field or lush green field or blue sky or gray sky, and ultimately they told me that it was up to me, whatever I thought was best, so I went for a lush green field with a bright blue sky. After that, I went in and gridded my sheet of paper, figured out the dimensions, and I did the little sketch on top. I went with the side pose because I thought it would take up more of the background and more of the foreground and actually just even it out overall, and it would also show off the most of the unicorn instead of like a 3/4 view. When I started painting, I went in with just the colors how they came, and then I dimmed down the blue a lot, and I didn't like how this looked. The horse was too dark, the grass was way too fake green, the sky was not blue enough. I just overall didn't like it. I used gray as my base for the horse, and I feel like that just didn't quite look right. Not to mention the fact that the ground, the little grassy area, just completely disappears into sky. It doesn't fade out, nothing. It's just ground or sky. There's no in between. Because I didn't like how it was looking, I went back in with slightly more mixed colors that were a little bit more natural. I brought back the blue into the sky, I added some clouds, and I did some fading out washes of the green. So the green fades out a lot more. And then I went back in and I did a lot more detailing on the grass. I added actual strands of grass in, and I realized the horse looked like a skeleton man. So then I went back in with more white on top of the horse, evened out his face a whole lot more, and just kind of brought some of the whites in. If you've made it this far into the video, congratulations, you have made it to the actual video portion of this little video. So here I'm going in and adding little strands of grass in a couple of different colors. This adds some depth and dimension to the painting, and it kind of tells you which portions of the ground are closer and which are further away. And a really quick shout out to Denise Peter on Instagram. I am a part of her little Discord art club, and I sent this in to get some feedback because I was just not happy with how it was at first, with that previous image that you saw with the bright green and like the dull blue and the very grayed out horse. And she gave me a couple of little tips and advice, and I took those because I knew that she was right, and I applied them to this. So thank you, Denise, for your pointers. Now that we're on to the painting portion and you can kind of just watch and see what I'm doing, I would like to talk about how I actually deal with commissions and with those who are commissioning me. My biggest piece of advice for you if you are starting out on your commissions is to stick to what you know and what's similar to what you know. If someone had approached me and asked me to make a hyper-realistic portrait, I would have said no, because that's not something that I'm used to and I don't have the skill level for that. But because this person approached me and asked if I could do a unicorn in a field, I already knew that I could do a landscape painting, and I already knew that I could do a horse, so a unicorn wasn't that far off. And I am not saying that you have to stick to one thing and you can never open up to more subjects or more mediums or whatever. You definitely can, but I don't think that you should overestimate your abilities, because in the end, if you do and it doesn't turn out how the person wants, you might not get paid. You're not going to be happy, and they're probably not going to be happy. So it's best to hone in those skills on the side before you try to make a profit off of them. Another thing to note is that communication is key. While I haven't done a commission in a while, and this was the first one that I had really done in 2 years, I have done commissions before. I always like to have the commissioner specify what they want, and then I ask follow-up questions about positions and maybe even color schemes that they want, or the subject. And then after that, after I've cleared everything up, I normally make a mock-up sketch. This mock-up sketch normally has the position of the subject in the background, a very loose interpretation of what's going to be going on, and the color scheme. I then show them the little mock-up sketch, and if I get the okay, then I start on the actual project. From there, I normally go in and do the final sketch, check with them again to see if positioning's correct or if there's anything they want me to tweak, and then if they say that's all good, I will go ahead and start the painting. From there, I send 2 more little updates. One is going to be the halfway point of the painting to make sure it's all looking okay, and then the last one will be whenever I think that it's done. I say, hey, I'm wrapping up, and then I ask if there's anything that they would like me to add or fix in the last couple of moments. Once they confirm that it looks good, I go ahead and send it out to them. This could be through an actual physical package, or it could be through a file sent through email or Google Drive. For this piece, it was actually a high quality digital file that I forwarded the person because they were going to be using it on a screen type setting, so they didn't need the physical copy, they needed a digital copy. One thing that a lot of artists don't realize is that after you send out your commission, however it is you're doing that, you still own the copyright to that image. So if you really wanted to, unless you otherwise agreed upon something different, you could actually take a high quality scan of that commission and sell prints of it. The most important thing that I would say when this comes up is if you are planning on doing that, on selling prints of a commission someone else did with you, ask them if it's okay ahead of time. Ask them if they're fine with you selling prints of their commission, because if they don't want it, probably don't do it. Even though you technically own the rights for it, if you haven't agreed on giving the rights away, it can really upset some people, especially if they're commissioning you to make something really near and dear to them, like a pet portrait. When it comes to this painting, while I did make it and I would love credit if anyone wants to use it, I am making this available for you. I'm gonna try to put the Google Drive link for this little picture in the description box, but if you don't see it there, definitely feel free to reach out to me through email or DM on Instagram, and I will get this to you. It is free and it will be free, but if you feel like you need to tip me or pay me or something, I do have a coffee and I will be leaving the link for that in the description box as well. And for some shameless promo, if you like my artwork, I do have an Etsy shop. It's called Brown Deer Brushworks, and I sell a lot of prints there. I also have a commission slot if you ever want to commission, so if you're interested in purchasing any of my art, you can check the link below for my Etsy store. All of my prints are $15 or under. I try to keep things pretty affordable because I know things can be super expensive. And finally, if you want to keep up with me and my artwork, you can subscribe to me here, or you can follow me at PhalloFawnArt on Instagram and TikTok. I hope that you liked this video, found it helpful or interesting, and I will see you next time. Bye!